Just about sailing, August 2022. Right, so let's get on with this one then. A couple of things in this one. We're going to have a look at. I'm going to have a look at a sail that I haven't even taken out of the bag. The sail person who did my sails has had a look at it, and everybody's described it as a small jib or a Yankee or something, because my big Genoa is such a big sail that I was thinking, well, does it make more sense to use the cruising chute on light winds and then actually have a smaller sail, a smaller jib for the rest of things, because I'm almost always having to furl up the Genoa. So I thought that I had a small Yankee cut sail, and as we'll see, that obviously wasn't the case. The other thing we're going to do is to have a look at the keel bolts checked ages ago, and also the whatever the, I don't know, it's not rubber, but whatever the sort of compound is between the keel and the boat, and that's okay, but I need to put something on the outside where the joint is. Now, I had Sikaflex on there before, and that fell off, partly because I didn't actually put it on particularly well. So the question is, should I do that with one of the new flexible epoxies, or should I do it with Sikaflex, because you do need a bit of flexibility. And Lucy's basically cleaned that off, and it's ready for a decision and ready to do. So I'd be interested in opinions on that. Quite a bit of Lucy in this one. And the other thing that Lucy did a while back, but I couldn't show any video, is here's a picture of her looking out for mysterious sea creatures with a pair of binoculars, and the official video of that has now come out, and you can watch that. It's only a short video, but it talks about what they were actually doing, and I will put a link to that below. So without further ado, let's get the measuring tape out. And by the way, this is when the grass was green, so this was taken quite a bit before, because all the grass you'll see in these shots is now brown. Right, we're at the top of the boat at the moment looking down. That is the cruising chute. The angle is deceptive because it looks very short. But the distance from there to there is quite a big sail. So I want to measure to see how big this one is compared with the very big foresail that I normally use, because I'm thinking of using this one in light winds and then swapping to one which is more of a sort of Yankee style. So Lucy is measuring it.
Would you like meters?
Meters, please, yeah. Oh, there's a clipboard in there with some pens.
6 meters and 4 centimeters.
Wow. Why so small?
Because you have multiple sails to be measured.
You can do them on top of each other. This one should be the biggest one. Oh, carry on, as you are, as you are. No, that's fine, that's fine. You're the scientist, you do it your way. I apologise.
Don't redo it.
No, don't do it my way, do it your way.
8 meters, 29 centimeters.
829, wonderful.
Nine meters 40.
9 meters 40, that sounds perfect. Right, let's get the next biggest sail out. Very, very interested to see.
How many are we doing?
What?
How many are we doing?
Sails, 3. This one and one more.
Okay.
Wow, that's huge, isn't it?
Am I allowed to walk in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
That's fun.
This way. Or is that not the way around it's meant to be?
Yeah. That's spinnaker-like. So it's going to be. And can you do the same measurements? Right, so that's interesting. That is
the sail that I use almost all the time, and it's huge, and it always is too big. I've always thought it's too big because I always do need to curl it up. So my idea is, should I use the other foresail which I've got, which I've never used at all? And I think it's got much more of a Yankee cut, which might be better for the guardrails. So the idea is to use the other one, which we're going to put up in a minute, and then use the cruising chute for lighter winds rather than roll out more of this one for lighter winds. Don't know. It's a nice sail though, big sail.
Did I look ready? Still not ready. I think that's okay. So we need to go down more.
No, that's fine. Do you want to go and grab that corner then? That, I mean, you won't be able to hammer that one in, I doubt, because I expect it to come up here a bit.
Why are you taking this?
Lay
Is
it
that
down.
meant to be in the middle?
No, just lay it down where it goes.
So yeah.
That's not as small as I was expecting. It's slightly smaller and a slightly different cut up there. I was expecting it to be much more pronounced.
Unless there's another one that you have to use.
No, it's this one. Do you want to see the measurements on that one? You can see the crease lines. So if you pull this over. Right. Do you want to hold on to that end like you did before?
What am I holding on to?
The end. You want the top of the mast, yeah?
Yes, I'm top of the bar.
Yeah, that's a bit held off too. Still not a good thing.
So there we go, not a big difference with those sails at all. So I'm not sure what to do. I don't really understand enough about sails and balance and things to know what would be a good sail for Serenity. She sails perfectly well with just a foresail or even just a main, which I've done before. She's a very balanced boat. I mean, she really does sail quite. So I think that a smaller, higher cut jib would be something that was worth doing. So I don't know if I should get that. It doesn't, that sort of smaller sail doesn't actually have a leech line, which I quite like putting in. So I don't know if I could get it cut down a bit smaller and get that changed. That might be a thing worth doing. I don't know, but as I say, slightly disappointed with that. But it doesn't matter obviously at the moment. But something to think about. Any comments? Very, very welcome. And I've put it up here, but these are the actual measurements. So as you can see, the actual difference in square meterage of those three sails is really not that big at all. I really thought that I had a much smaller sail, but anyway. Right, on to the next thing. Let's get the power tools out, and I don't think I've actually let Lucy loose with an angle grinder before, but this is actually just a bit of chocolate earning job that she did for me this month. Right, this is a Lucy job, 1 bar of chocolate for each side. She is going to be, I don't know if you can see it, cleaning up around the keel and hull joint with what? Oh, she. Lucy's just putting on her PPE, and she needs. It's a steaming hot day, by the way. I'm so glad I went for it. Go on, just stand over there and show me what you've tested. There we are. Total and absolute PPE. That is Lucy under there. It could be literally anyone, couldn't it? You're out of shot.
Oh.
You can do that again if you want. You were out of shot there.
But now I feel foolish.
Go on then, feel foolish. That's what everybody on every YouTube channel does, isn't it? It's pathetic. We're better than that here, aren't we? Comments below.
Pretty bad.
This is not earning you chocolate.
I know, but I'm scared of it, so I'm putting it off.
Right, go on, have a go and see how it goes, and then see what level you can get to.
How do I work it again?
You press it forward, and it's sort of, this is the weird thing, it kind of clicks into place.
How do I turn it off before I turn it on?
You pull it back. Do you want me to quickly show you?
Yeah.
You sort of push it forward. Actually, if you just push it forward to there, that will click off. If you push it forward, you press it. So what you might want to do is just push it forward. So if you drop it, it will stop. Because it takes ages to. I mean, that would have ripped all your skin off your hands, and it'll go straight through that. It will run away. It'll chase you down the field.
You're horrible.
Yeah.
Don't point it at me. Don't point it at me. Like a loaded gun. Also, do you still have your old motorcycle leathers that I can go and change into quickly?
No.
And the helmet?
No, I don't know where that is. It's gone.
Oh. I don't want to do it without all that.
Chocolate.
Okay. So, like that?
Do it how you feel fit and see what happens.
I don't know anything.
Try it!
So, is that bit where we're going to?
Yeah, about there. Well, you can see what that looks like. That looks like that. Yeah, do a little patch there, and we'll see if we think that's right. That's looking good so far. Is it quite easy?
Yeah, but that's a very small patch.
Yeah, keep it sort of moving, because you don't want to grind too far in one area.
Yeah.
Focus a bit more on getting one area finished so that we can see roughly what it should look like. Yeah.
quite a lot of stuff in it. I say don't worry about the stuff in the gap. I will sort it out.
What you're thinking of?
I think so.
Like to that level, like
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, Lucy's done a grand job. Interestingly, the keel looks much better on the starboard side than it does on the port side. It's very, very, very shiny. I mean, let's just lacquer that, and have a really, really nice shiny keel, wouldn't it?
Your command of the English language is spectacular.
It really is. Let's have a look at the other side.
I haven't dusted that side yet. It won't be beautiful.
It looks different, doesn't it?
Very different. Also, not nearly as dusty. That blue stuff was just dust.
Yeah. There was some sort of blue stuff. I think the blue stuff might have been a sort of epoxy type layer or something. I'm not really sure. Don't know. So two options now. Either what I did before, which was to have a layer of Sikaflex on it, or an epoxy layer. I checked with West Systems a few years ago and they said that epoxy was absolutely fine. Let me just prove it's you then. Let's see you without the see, it really is Lucy. It wasn't just somebody that I...
Stunt double.
Stunt double. You're so dusty.
Am I? Oh no.
Right, good job. You've earned some chocolate then. See you in a minute.
Right, so what do you reckon? Sikaflex, which is, you can sand it, but it did fall off last time. I think that's because I didn't prepare it properly. To prepare surfaces properly, you're supposed to use a very specific type of cleaner. You're then supposed to put on a very specific type of primer, and then you then put the Sikaflex on, and that actually makes it very, very expensive. Or West Systems, and I did speak to West Systems a few years ago, and they said this was perfectly applicable for this application. Their new G-Flex epoxy, which you can either mix with a bit of the standard sort of thickener stuff, and I've got loads, or you can buy it pre-thickened. But G-Flex flexes that you only need a tiny little bit because it's going to move millimeters. But that's if it's hard epoxy, that is enough to sort of crack it, and they call it a smile. They call it the keel joint smile, and I don't want to get that. By the way, this is the tool that Lucy used. She used one of these, and that's what it looked like by the time she'd finished. So she did earn her chocolate. So that's a nice job to do, and part of the reason I wanted to do that is simply to make the boat look nice, and actually just get it painted on the outside, just so it looks nice. I'll put a coat of anti-foul on just to make it a nice sort of colour, and it makes it, because I'm nearly at the point where I'm going to start putting stuff back into Serenity. So, and the other thing that's happened, you don't need to know an awful lot about musical instruments to know that's not a good sign. Big problem I had with this, but I've tried something out which I've been wanting to try for ages because it might be useful on the boat as a sort of technical solution, and we'll see if that works or not. But anyway, apart from that, have yourself a good beginning of autumn, and I shall see you in the September episode. Cheers.